say David Montgomery's actively being phased out of this offense and he'll be cut in the offseason. It is clear this is Jahmyr Gibbs' team. It is clear they are a better offense with Jahmyr Gibbs on the field. It is clear something's missing with David Montgomery, and he will play a role. But there's been a changing of the guard, and he's being phased out. They're talking about it every week. Well, we got to get Demo the ball. Get Demo the ball. Then Demo gets the ball, and it's like a 1-yard carry. Jahmyr Gibbs is him. Can we say that?
Yeah, you can. 2-year deal. He got $10 million up front. They can write off the other $9 million and just go ahead and cut him. Guaranteed money was $10 million.
Kenny, can we say that?
Yes, and it's funny perspective-wise because I feel like it was around this time last year that everybody was like, "Where's Jahmyr Gibbs? Why don't they give him more touches? Why don't they give him the rock more?" And now we are, and it's glorious. So yes, we can say that.
Okay, David.
That's why we cannot say this, because we had the same reaction to Gibbs not getting as much last year. So it's just a similar thing. Montgomery will be back. No, I cannot say that.
All right, man. Hey, Mike Valenti, and this is where shit come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? This is type of thing that breaks teams up, that breaks relationships up. Penny and Shaq. I mean, they try to do it with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So he says, well, they're starting to phase David Montgomery out, and let's keep it real. David Montgomery has some better games than Jahmyr Gibbs. He has some great runs. He seemed to be more productive than Jahmyr Gibbs. At some point, and we understand, Jahmyr Gibbs historically gets off to a slow start. But he's like, oh, they're trying to phase out David Montgomery, and he's trying to start a narrative. And this is what I be talking about. This is why Detroit media has an issue with the Detroit Lions, and Detroit Lions have an issue with Detroit media. Because you're starting something that doesn't even need to be started. Honestly, you're starting something that doesn't need to be started. Montgomery has been doing phenomenal. You can say, yeah, they said that we got to get him more carries and all that type of stuff. Y'all act like he been a scrub. In a lot of parts of the season, he's been more productive and had better runs than Jahmyr Gibbs. So it ain't like, oh, Gibbs had a really good game versus Tampa Bay. He does. He always does. But they, like I said before, this is what I don't like about the media. They like to instigate shit. But then, David Montgomery come out there and he rushed for 106 yards the next game with 5 TDs. Then, like I said before, a lot of these football talk shows, and they done syndicated them to TV, they just say shit because they don't have a subject matter. And you can't let these whack-ass, disc jockey-ass sports people come between y'all. And if y'all follow my other channel, I'm a huge advocate for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown playing with each other. Don't let them come between y'all, bruh. Penny and Shaq, I guarantee you, and I heard Shaq say it, I know Penny felt that way, should have never let that shit come between them. And I get it, they both alpha males, and you know what I'm saying? But y'all be thinking it gotta be one, or it's a team sport. Even in individual sports, in tennis and golf, it's a team, your caddy, your trainer, your coach. It's a team effort. Nobody does it themselves. Your wife, your children, your mother, your father. Your life is a team effort. Your sport is a team effort. Oh, he's better than him. And they put those bugs out there, and they've instigated a lot of beefs. The media is responsible for a lot of people not being here with us, especially when you start talking about the rap beefs. Even before the internet, they were instigating shit then. This little shit like that, he ain't complaining. And they can talk about, well, J-Mo is posted on it. So what? He's a receiver. He got to figure it out. Something that him and John Morton got to sit down and see in golf. And what happens? It happens. He had a slow start with golf. Golf is one of those quarterbacks that it takes some time to report. Then you flip the script on a new playbook. Guess what? Now they got to start back over from Ben Johnson. It happens. But they like to create storylines. If you really want to see them win the Super Bowl, you don't create storylines like this. You don't post the story that the Free Press post and said that they should suspend Brian Brandt. Like, you don't post shit like that. And this is why the Detroit media has an issue that they have. This is why the Lions people have an issue with the Detroit media in general. It's because y'all make shit up. It was like Jeffrey Simmons from the Tennessee Titans. When he nutted up on that reporter not this past training camp, but 2004 training camp. And they always look at the person who checking the person as he's the problem or she's the problem. How am I the problem when I'm addressing this whole ass shit that somebody doing? I don't get it. How am I the problem? Oh, I didn't. That passive aggressive BS. Like I said before, I don't understand that. Why American society protects the person that initiated it. Why am I weak? Why am I frowned upon for retaliation? You can't go around saying things and thinking like it's not gonna catch up with you. It's just what it is. Like I said with Mike Valenti. Can't go around here the Lions can go to the Super Bowl, but you're starting narratives. That breaks up camaraderie. Are you team Detroit Lions or are you team New York Giants and Jets? We cool with that. But then the question, it says that why do we have the voice of Detroit sports? Why the fuck is he not a Detroiter? And you wonder why they got Woodward Sports. And I'm not saying he's not good at his job. He's objective, but at the end of the day, why do we have a non-Detroit sports fan have one of the more prime time sports slots on Detroit radio? You have to ask yourself that. It doesn't make any sense, Viacom. 97-1 the ticket. It doesn't make sense. And one can say about Woodward Sports, and it's no disrespect, there's no real Detroit representation on Detroit sports. How can you call yourself Woodward Sports when you don't have a Detroiter on the show? And shout out to Easy, he from Kalamazoo. There's no disrespect to them. That, you can call it Woodward Sports, but it don't represent Detroit. Just keeping it real. It don't represent the city of Detroit. People know the real city of Detroit. A lot of this shit that they say Detroit or they stamp for Detroit or they say it for Detroit sports is not a representation of it. And I ain't saying they got to be Detroit through and through, because it's a representation of the state of Michigan. When you talk about the Lions and you talk about the Wings and the Tigers in Michigan and Michigan State, you know what I'm saying? I get it. But damn, if you're going to put Detroit on it, have some Detroit flavor to it. And I'm just keeping it a bean. I don't know Braylon on there. Shout out to Braylon. One of my favorite Michiganders. Favorite Michigan Wolverines. Shout out to him, David Tyrell. I love them boys. The A-Train even told you fumble, nigga. I ain't never forget that. I think he fumbled. We lost the game. Was that Northwestern? But hey, shout out to him, man. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge Michigan fan. Shout out to Elvis Gerback. But like I said, you got these people, who the voice of Detroit, you ain't even got no ties to Detroit. And in Mike Valenti case, he don't got no ties in Michigan for real. So my thing is this. They just star shit, man. I just hate how manipulative, and I'm not even saying manipulative, because that's true too, but how they initiate bullshit, man. Like I said, they got a beautiful relationship between Gibbs and Montgomery. The gap is not wide to me. I feel like Montgomery had just as many good games as Gibbs did so far, good runs. So this is my opinion. Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Hit the link tree. You can find me from X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram. I appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.